Welcome back, Cheeseheads, to another episode of BAM GPG. So, Bryson, before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to let everyone know that the Bears still suck. So, we just finished watching the Monday Night Football game between the Chicago Bears and Minnesota Vikings, and the Bears blew it. Again, typical Bears fashion. So the Bears started off the season 0-1. The offseason's over, so they can kind of hang up their offseason crowns. Regular season's here. The Bears 0-1. Caleb Williams, again, we've been saying it all offseason, isn't that good, right? I think he got outperformed tonight by a guy in his first NFL start, J.J. McCarthy. So there you have it. Bears fans, it's been a fun off season, but regular season's here. The real teams are here to play. The Bears still suck.
Yeah.
Bryson, let's get into the Green Bay game. So we were there at Lambeau Field on Sunday when we took on the Detroit Lions. So the back-to-back division champs, Detroit Lions, they were 15-2 last season, top seed in the NFC and again, as we mentioned, the back-to-back NFC North champs. So Green Bay, watching the game yesterday, Bryson, it felt like it didn't feel like the two teams were on the same playing field at all, right? Clearly, you had one team that looked really good and another team that didn't look as if they were in the same or at the same level as Green Bay, to say, right? So from start to finish, Green Bay dominated this game, both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Huge shout out to Green Bay's defense. Man, they were flying to the ball yesterday. That defensive front's no joke. They were getting pressure on Goff all day. He was having to really accelerate his timing in the pocket, right? He never got a chance to sit there, get real comfortable, go through all of his reads. A lot of his passes were rushed, such as that one you saw where Evan Williams picked it off there late in the first half with Micah Parsons breaking through there. And let's talk about Parsons here for a second, Bryson. So, been seeing in the comments all week leading up to this about Penei Sewell owning Michael Parsons. Well, we can pull up several clips where Micah Parsons absolutely burned Penei Sewell. He's a game changer for Green Bay. Yeah, he was on a pitch count, so you didn't get to see a whole lot of him. But when he was out there, clear difference maker, right? It was crazy being at the stadium, having him announce last as the defense was coming out. Extremely loud. It's one of the loudest times we've heard the crowd there at Lambeau Field. And then the eruption after he got his first sack there at Lambeau was second to none. Everyone was into it at Lambeau. It was a good time. There was a lot of that Hawaiian or whatever blue, that Honolulu blue that the Lions have there in the stands. But for the most part, Green Bay never really gave them a chance to cheer during the game. It's pretty quiet. It was all Green Bay. It's a fun time at Lambeau. It's never a bad time at Lambeau. But a quick recap of the game. So Green Bay did strike first in the first quarter with that 15-yard touchdown pass from Love to Tucker Kraft. Kraft basically mossed Branch, right? So what was great about that is the very play before that, Branch had ripped off Kraft's helmet and threw it to the sideline, and then the very next play, Kraft kind of got his revenge on him by mossing him with that 15-yard touchdown catch. And then again, later on, Love did strike again before the half, connecting with Jaden Reed, which did put Green Bay up 17-3 going into the halftime. Third quarter, there wasn't a whole lot in the third quarter. I believe it was just a 27-yard field goal made by the Lions kicker, Jake Bates, to put the score 17-6. And then heading into the fourth quarter, Josh Jacobs really kind of put the dagger into the game there, into the Lions, with a 3-yard touchdown run, extending his streak to 9 games with a touchdown. So that brought us kind of you saw a late garbage time touchdown from the Lions, but boy, was that a heck of a catch by that Isaiah Tesla. He's a big-bodied wide receiver. We covered him in the offseason in our pre-draft stuff. We liked him a lot. I was kind of hoping Green Bay took a look at him, but he's a big body. I mean, he's obviously got great range. You saw that on that last play of the game. So he is going to be a wide receiver that Green Bay is going to have to look out for moving forward. I think he's only going to get better and better. So so Detroit should be excited about that. For sure. But as far as some of the standout performances from this game, Jordan Love, obviously 16 to 22, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 128.6 passer rating on the game, Bryson. And then, as we mentioned, Micah Parsons did make his debut, made an immediate impact on the defense. He recorded a sack. Constant pressure, as we mentioned. Goff didn't get a whole lot of time. And we mentioned this in one of our previous shows. If you're rushing Goff, he's not that playmaker that can go out and kind of ad-lib and make things happen on his own, right? He's got to sit there in their pocket and get comfortable. And he's had that privilege with Detroit, with their offensive line over the last few years, where they've that was kind of the center of their team, their offensive line. And it's decimated a little bit, right? It's not the same Detroit offensive line. You got some consistency there with, I believe, Decker and Penei Sewell, but Green Bay's got some game changers. Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons. Parsons owned Sewell this game, so that'll be a fun one to watch moving forward. But first matchup, I chalk this one up to Parsons with Green Bay, right? So again, huge game out of Parsons, huge great game out of Green Bay's defense. It was a fun one to be at, fun one to watch. Got to quickly turn the page, and we'll cover more this week, maybe Tuesday and Wednesday, of our Thursday night matchup against the Washington Commanders. So they're not a team to overlook either. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. I'm excited to be back up at that one too. See Jaden Daniels. It should be a fun one. So a little different dynamics from what you get with the Lions. Daniels is a little more mobile on his with his legs than what Jared Goff is, but the way that Green Bay defense played, and this is the first time in a few years, Bryson, that we've been at a game, and this team just feels different, right? This team feels, they're kind of the hard hitters, right? They're the aggressive, kind of the hard knock team that you're not used to seeing with Green Bay, right? You're used to those Brett Favre, those Aaron Rodgers run offenses where it's high scoring, but this defense, I think this is probably the focal point. Jeff Hafley's done a great job since coming to Green Bay. He's only gotten better, and it's going to be fun to see what he does with Micah Parsons moving forward, because this defense is scary. And I wanted to give a shout out to a interior defensive lineman, Bryson, that I thought stepped up in the absence of Kenny Clark being traded. Devontae Wyatt, huge game. I believe outside of Evan Williams, I think Devontae Wyatt actually had, when you look at the graded out grades on PFF for the game, Devontae Wyatt had an excellent great game. I think he may have kind of right below Evan Williams. I think it was Devontae Wyatt with the second highest PFF grade for Green Bay. So that is a wrap for today's show, everyone. Packers defeat the Lions 27-13 week 1. Really sends a message to the North and to the Lions that the Green Bay's not to be messed with this year. I think Green Bay, as long as we can stay healthy, this is a Super Bowl caliber team, right? And it's not something where we're relying heavily on the offense. That defense is ready to play. They're aggressive. They're hard hitting. They know how to get to the quarterback. I don't know if you echo those, Brysons, but it was a fun game to be at.
I do.
Absolutely. So we will be back, and we'll bring you some more. We're going to be at that Thursday night game as well against the Commanders. Excited to be up in Green Bay for that one as well. So we'll be back with some more, Bryson. And as always,
Let's go, Pack, go.